Right now, while you watch this, something is happening to you, something you cannot see, cannot feel. There is no alarm, no notification, no warning of any kind. But it is happening at exactly the same rate. It has happened every single second of your entire life. Time is passing. And here's the part that should genuinely disturb you. Your brain is specifically designed to hide that from you. Not metaphorically, not poetically, literally. There are documented neurological mechanisms inside your own mind, right now, actively working to make time invisible to you, to make years feel like nothing, to make the gap between who you were and who you have become disappear, until one day, without any warning at all, it does not disappear anymore. It hits you all at once. You know this moment. Maybe you have not had it yet, but you have seen it on someone else's face. That moment where a person looks up from whatever they have been doing and suddenly, without any clear trigger, realizes how much time has actually passed. It might happen looking in a mirror. It might happen at a reunion, seeing people you have not seen in years, and realizing you are not who you were the last time they saw you. It might happen scrolling through old photos, seeing a version of yourself that feels like a complete stranger. It might happen when someone asks, "How old are you now?" And the number that comes out of your mouth surprises even you. In that moment, something shifts. The years that felt like nothing suddenly feel like everything. The time you assumed you had suddenly feels finite. The plans you kept postponing suddenly feel urgent in a way they never did before. This video is about that moment, but more importantly, it is about preventing the full weight of that moment from arriving too late. Because here is the truth that almost nobody talks about honestly. That moment of realization is not actually about time. Time was always passing. Time never changed its pace. What changes is your awareness, and the gap between time actually passing and you becoming aware of it is where your life is quietly disappearing right now. I am going to show you exactly why this happens, the psychology behind it, the specific moments that trigger it, and most importantly, what you can do, starting today, to close that gap before it closes itself in a moment you cannot control. Stay with me, because what comes next might be the most important thing you hear all year. To understand why time disappears, you need to understand how your brain actually processes it, and the answer will surprise you. Your brain does not measure time the way a clock does. A clock is consistent, every second identical to the last. But your brain, it measures time through something completely different. Memory density. Here's what that means. When you experience something new, something unfamiliar, something your brain has not encountered before, it creates rich, detailed memories. New environments, new challenges, new relationships. These get encoded with significant neurological detail. Lots of memory, lots of data points. And when you later look back on a period filled with novel experiences, it feels long, expansive, full. But when you experience repetition, when your days follow the same pattern, the same routine, the same predictable sequence, your brain does something efficient but devastating. It stops encoding detailed memories. Why would it? If today is essentially identical to yesterday, your brain does not need to store today. as a separate detailed memory. It compresses it, files it under the general category of normal life. And when you later look back on a period filled with repetition, it feels short, compressed, almost like it did not happen at all. This is called the holiday paradox. Researchers in cognitive psychology named it after observing that a week-long vacation filled with new experiences feels long while you are living it, but short in retrospect. While a week of routine feels short while you are living it, but when you try to recall it later, it nearly vanishes into an undifferentiated blur. Now apply this to your entire life. Your childhood was filled with novelty. Everything was new. First days of school, first friendships, first experiences of every kind. That is why childhood in memory feels impossibly long. Years felt like decades, but adulthood, for most people, becomes routine. Wake up, work, repeat, same job, same commute, same patterns, same conversations, same weekends, and your brain compresses all of it, files it under normal, stops creating detailed memories, and years, genuine, irreplaceable years, of your one life begin to compress into a blur. This is not your imagination. This is not exaggeration. This is documented neurological reality. The more routine your life becomes, the faster it will feel in retrospect, even while it feels slow day to day. And here's the cruelest part of this mechanism. Routine feels comfortable. Routine feels safe. Routine is exactly what your brain's threat detection system prefers. So your brain is simultaneously pulling you toward routine for safety, while that very routine is the mechanism erasing your years from memory. Your own brain is the silent thief, and it does not even know it is stealing from you. So if time is disappearing silently, how does the realization eventually arrive? What breaks through the compression and forces a person to suddenly see how much time has actually passed? Psychologists have identified specific triggers, moments that interrupt the automatic compression process and force genuine reflection. Understanding these will help you recognize them before they arrive too late. The first trigger is comparison across time. Seeing an old photograph, meeting someone after years apart, returning to a place you have not visited since you were a different version of yourself. These moments work because they place two versions of you side by side. The brain cannot compress what it is directly comparing. The gap becomes visible, undeniable, sometimes devastating. The second trigger is the death or aging of someone close to you. There is nothing that collapses the illusion of unlimited time faster than watching someone you love grow older. Or worse, watching someone you love run out of time entirely. In that moment, abstract awareness of mortality becomes concrete, personal, undeniable, and by extension, your own time suddenly feels real in a way it never did before. The third trigger is unmet expectation. This is the trigger that creates the deepest regret. It happens when you reach a point you once imagined reaching by a certain age, and you are not there. The career you thought you would have, the relationship you thought you would be in, the version of yourself you thought you would have become by now, and the gap between imagined timeline and actual reality forces a reckoning. The fourth trigger is a health scare. Nothing makes time feel real faster than the possibility of losing it entirely. A diagnosis, a close call, a moment where mortality stops being theoretical. Now here's what I want you to understand. About all four of these triggers, they are not creating the problem, they are revealing it. The time was already passing, the years were already compressing. These moments simply force you to finally see what was already true. And most people experience this realization reactively. Something happens to them. A photo, a funeral, a diagnosis, and only then do they confront how much time has passed and how little of it was spent deliberately. But here is the opportunity hidden inside this entire video. You do not have to wait for one of these triggers to arrive involuntarily. You can choose right now, in this moment, to have this realization deliberately, before the photo, before the funeral, before the diagnosis, before the unmet expectation becomes permanent. This video right now is your trigger. The question is, what will you do with it? So now you understand why time disappears. You understand the moments that reveal it. The only question left is what to actually do. Not in vague motivational terms, in specific, actionable, psychologically grounded terms. The first thing you must do is break the compression mechanism deliberately. Remember, your brain compresses time through repetition, through routine, through days that feel identical to each other. Which means the antidote is novelty. Deliberate, consistent novelty. This does not require massive life changes. It does not require quitting your job or moving to a new country. It requires small, consistent injections of new experience, a new route to work, a conversation with someone you have never spoken to, a skill you have never attempted, a place you have never visited, even if it is 20 minutes from your home. Each of these forces your brain to encode detailed memory. Each of these slows the compression. Each of these makes your years feel longer because they actually contain more genuine, distinct experience. The second thing you must do is create artificial comparison points. Remember, comparison across time is one of the triggers that breaks through compression. You do not have to wait for an old photo to surface randomly. You can create this deliberately. Write down, right now, who you are, what you believe, what you are working toward, what a typical day looks like. Set a reminder to revisit this in exactly 1 year. This single action creates a comparison point that your future self will be forced to confront. It interrupts compression before compression can fully take hold. The third thing you must do is define your unmet expectations explicitly. Most people carry vague, unexamined expectations about where they should be by certain ages. And these vague expectations cause the deepest regret, precisely because they were never clearly defined. You cannot work toward what you have not named. Take time right now to write down specifically what you actually want in the next 1, 5, and 10 years. Not what you assume you should want, what you genuinely want. This clarity transforms vague anxiety about time into specific, actionable direction. The fourth thing you must do is practice memento mori, an ancient practice used by Stoic philosophers. That means remember you will die, not as a morbid exercise, as a clarifying one. When you genuinely internalize that your time is finite, priorities shift, The unimportant becomes obviously unimportant. The important becomes urgently important. You stop postponing the conversation you need to have, the dream you keep delaying, the relationship you keep neglecting, because mortality, held consciously rather than avoided, becomes the clearest possible filter for how to spend the time you have. These 4 practices, novelty, comparison points, explicit expectations, and memento mori, will not stop time from passing. Nothing can do that, but they will stop time from disappearing without your awareness. They will ensure that when you eventually look back on this period of your life, it will not feel like a blur. It will feel like a life. I want to end this video with something direct, something I need you to actually sit with, not scroll past, not nod along to and forget. Sit with this. Right now, today, is the youngest you will ever be again. Read that again. This exact day, this exact version of you, watching this exact video, is the youngest, most time-rich version of yourself that you will ever have access to for the rest of your entire life. Every single day from this point forward is a day you will never get back. Not as punishment, not as pressure, as simple, undeniable fact. You have spent this video learning why time disappears, the psychology of compression, the triggers that eventually reveal the truth, the practices that can prevent the blur, but none of that information changes anything on its own. Information without action is just another form of the very compression we have been discussing. Another day that looks like learning, but changes nothing and gets filed away under normal. So I am going to ask you one final question, and I need you to actually answer it. Not to me, to yourself. If you continue exactly as you are right now, same routine, same patterns, same postponed decisions, and you fast forward 5 years, what will that future version of you feel when they look back at this exact moment, at this exact video, at this exact day, when they had the awareness, they had the information, they had the opportunity to change the trajectory, and they chose to keep scrolling? Will that future version feel grateful that you finally woke up right here, right now? Or will they feel the particular devastating regret of someone who saw the truth clearly and let the moment pass anyway? You cannot control how much time you have. Nobody can. But you have complete control over one thing: whether the time you do have is lived with awareness or lost in compression. Whether your years become a detailed, meaningful story or an undifferentiated blur you can barely remember. Time is passing right now. It was passing before this video started. It will keep passing after it ends. That part was never in your control, but your awareness of it, starting in this exact moment, is entirely yours to choose. Do not let this be another video you watched and forgot. Let this be the moment, the trigger, the day you finally felt what has been true your entire life. You are running out of time. You always have been. The only question that has ever mattered is whether you finally feel it, while you still have enough of it left to do something about it.